Have you ever stayed to a race after party until the end? I did. The Mighty Niagara Half Marathon after party was the best race party I've ever been to. Wrinkled Runner here, and today I'm going to be recapping the Mighty Niagara Half Marathon. So the Mighty Niagara Half Marathon starts at our park in Lewiston, and I was really excited to run this half marathon. I'll link down below to the blog post where I talk about what training I used over the summer in order to break this 2 hours. This part of Buffalo is gorgeous, and the route took us through all kinds of parks and great views of Lake Ontario, and we ended up over at a gorgeous park that people actually were even able to go into the lake to cool off after the half marathon was over. The race starts at 9:15, but road closures mean that you really have to be there by 8:30. Otherwise, you're not guaranteed to even be able to get to the start. Dave and I were there really early, like 7:15, but they have concerts starting and bands throughout the whole course, and the band starts at 7:30 there. So because we were there that early, I was able to get a shakeout run in and be able to hydrate, and actually took like 4 bathroom breaks before the race even started. At the start, it was already 72 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, so the sun was beating down. It was already really hot. Everybody was all clustered under trees to be in the shade. When it was time to start, since I was going for a sub 2 hour, I actually lined up just in front of the 2:05 pacer because I wanted to be able to start out slow, and then as I felt stronger during the race, because I tend to be a negative splitter, I like to save my energy in the beginning and then kind of go for it at the end. So lining up there helps me to stay back a little bit. The race starts out with a steep downhill, so as soon as the gun goes off, you're like running downhill, pretty steep. And so we started out pretty fast. Everybody was pretty fast, and so I really had to concentrate to slow myself down in order to be able to work with my strategy, which is to run the first 3 miles at a slower pace than I'd actually need to break the 2 hours, which is, the strategy is part of something that I get from runnersconnect.net, which I'll link to down below. And the strategy worked great for me in the marathon, so I wanted to use the same thing for this half marathon as well. So around mile 4, I started picking up the pace and ran to the 2 hour pacer and passed him. And then I figured if I could at least stay in front of him for the rest of the race, then I'd be able to break the 2 hours. I can't say enough about the views on this run. The lake views were fantastic. Running through parks was great. Running through all the little towns and all the spectators, they were really good as well. Just like in the Buffalo Marathon, we had people holding sprinklers and hoses and hosing us down because, you know, the longer time that we were on the road, the hotter that it got. And the race directors set up 10 water stations throughout, so that was really helpful as well for all those of us who were really hot. Finishing chute, where we were running down towards the finish line, was really awesome as well. It's downhill, which is fantastic when you're trying to push at the end, and then there were spectators lined up on either side, and they were just cheering and ringing cowbells, and it was just a really, really great atmosphere. And so we were running down pretty fast and were able to finish, and they were announcing people's names, and it was a party atmosphere at the finish line, which was great. So they gave everybody either a bottle of cold water or a bottle of cold water that had electrolytes in it, which was really good. A lot of people, I mean, we were all just sweating and really hot. And they also had ice packs available, so I grabbed one of those. That felt really good, rubbing my arms down. And they had a waterfall sprinkler kind of thing set up towards the back after the finishing chute as well. And we all just went right there, cold water pouring down, and that felt so, so good. I was really glad that I checked a bag. I've never did a bag check before, but this run you start at a certain point and you end at another point, 13.1 miles away, and so you're not anywhere near like your car or anything like that. You have to be shuttled back. So I did check a bag. I put in a complete total change of clothes and then some slide-on sandals, and that felt so good to get out of those clothes. And because I was comfortable, I felt so much better with this after party. And the band Nerds Gone Wild, they played and we danced and we had such a great time. And if I had been wet and sweaty and whatever, I probably wouldn't have stayed for so long. But because they were so awesome and they were really getting the crowd going, and we were moving tables and just dancing and having a great time, so it was a lot of fun. So in answer to the question, yes, I reached my goal. I did a sub 2-hour half marathon. I did it in 1 hour, 55 minutes and 12 seconds. And on top of that goal, I also won first place for my age group, which I was absolutely stunned. Didn't even occur to me that I would be able to place. So when they were doing the female 50 to 54 and they did third place and then second place, and I'm like, well, maybe, I'm fourth or fifth or something like that. And then they called my name for first place, and I was shocked. I turned to my husband and I'm like, what do I do? I didn't even know what to do. And he's like, go up and get your pin. And so I did. It was a very surreal experience, being able to win in my age group. But then now I'm thinking, oh, that's a lot of pressure, because next year I'm going to have to defend this 50 to 54 female title. But hopefully I'll be able to have another good run next year and be able to hang on to another pin. So yeah, I would highly recommend this run. Great run, great views, great party, just all around great. So if I can answer any questions about this run or about anything else about running in general, you can link down below to my website, wrinkledrunner.com. You can also email me at sherry@wrinkledrunner.com. Or you can simply comment down below and I will try to answer the question. And if I can't, I'll try and find out the answer for you. Hit subscribe in the corner so you don't miss another video. And then hop on over to wrinkledrunner.com so you can sign up for the blog and get the newsletters and see the recipes and the things that I also post over there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the run.